Okay, Assalamualaikum semua. Selamat pagi. Semua bangun
Waalaikumsalam,
madam. Madam.
Waalaikumsalam,
Okay.
madam.
Salam. Okay. So saya nak, tak ada kertas. Ada kertas kan? Soalan homeostasis tu. Kita discuss terus boleh? Saya tak pernah show screen. Tak apa kan?
Boleh, madam.
Okay. And saya rasa soalan agak banyak. So kita akan cepatkan juga. Okay, so sekejap ya. You bagi tahu jawapan you ABC tu siapa-siapa pun saya nak tengok betul ke tak. Tu je lah. And then yang sama juga yang part B structured question tu kita discuss sama-sama nanti. Okay. Sekejap ya. Okay. Number 1. Okay, part A number 1 semua ready ya. Okay, number 1 apa jawapan dia?
D.
D. Okay,
D.
yes. Correct. Okay, number 2 apa jawapan dia?
D.
D.
Yes, betul. Number 3?
B.
Okay, ball. Semua dapat kita kena laju sebab saya tak nak ni takut tak sempat. Number 4?
A.
A?
D.
D.
D. Why is blood pressure high in glomerulus? Siapa yang, okay, jawapan apa? Lagi sekali? Paling banyak apa?
D.
D, donkey. Okay, donkey ya. Okay, next. Number 5.
A.
A, yes, filtration. Number 6.
C.
Okay, semua C ya. Okay, yes, correct. Number 7.
C.
Okay, yes, number 7, C. Okay, number 8.
A.
Yes, A. Okay, number 9.
A.
Okay, yes, number 10.
D.
Number 10.
D.
D, yes, D ya. Okay, so tu je lah. Kita discuss part B terus. Okay. Okay, part B question 1. Scenario, mechanism of it. Okay, number 1 apa scenario, apa mechanism of heat exchange?
Radiation.
Okay, radiation. Okay, number 2. Evaporation. Okay, good. Okay, yang B tu ectotherm dengan endotherm, perbezaan dia. Yang ni you kena faham je. Diorang boleh tanya dalam soalan. Okay, ectotherm the way dia dapat heat kan. Okay, so apa yang first perbezaan dia? Nah, cara dia dapatkan heat. Kalau ectotherm dia dapat heat macam mana?
Gain heat from external source.
Yes, kalau endo?
Generate heat by metabolism.
Yes, by body metabolism. Okay, gain heat from external sources. Endotherm internal kan, so dia akan gain heat or generate heat from metabolism, from body metabolism. Yes, betul. Okay, next yang kedua. Apa dia lagi? Bila dia generate heat from external sources, apa jadi dengan body temperature dia, kelas?
Change for ectotherm.
Kalau dia terima daripada luar, apa jadi dengan body temperature dia? Body temperature will
Fluctuate with environmental temperature.
yes, fluctuate with environmental temperature. You dengar tak bunyi orang tumbuk? Dengar ya? Tu jiran saya, bukan saya. Saya tak masak lagi. Okay. So body temperature fluctuate with environmental temperature. Okay. Kuat sungguh dia buat. Okay, tak apa. Endotherm, dia punya perbezaan yang kedua, maintain constant body temperature. Semua dapat
Dapat.
Okay, good. Okay, next. Circulatory adaptation is one of the strategies for animal to regulate the heat loss and gain. Yang ni goose. I don't like this question. In fact, dia tak patut keluar pun dekat sini. Okay, tapi tak apalah. Okay, everybody salin. Saya bagi je jawapan. Because I don't like this question. Okay. Okay, point number 1. Warm blood. Okay, warm blood. Saya nak sebut blood betul-betul. Warm blood from the body core. Salin cools down as it flows down the goose legs. Okay, as it flows down the goose legs. Oh my, kuat sangat jiran saya punya bunyi. Dia masak dekat luar rumah, so saya akan dengar. Okay, next. Dapat tak semua?
Dapat.
Okay, second point, arteries carry the warm blood. Okay, arteries carry the warm blood in close contact with veins. Okay, in close contact with veins. Okay, next point. Semua dah siap?
Siap.
Okay, next point. Heat passes from the warmer blood. Okay, heat passes from the warmer blood to the cooler blood. Okay, heat passes from the warmer blood to the cooler blood. Okay, next. Okay, arteries and veins are side-by-side vessel. Okay, arteries and veins are side-by-side vessel. Okay, next. Hopefully dia tak tumbuk dalam lesung batu dia tu. Okay, next point. Semua dapat By the time blood leave the leg, it is almost warm as the body core. It is almost warm as the body core. As the body je lah. Okay, as the body. It is almost warm as the body. Okay. Dah habis salin semua?
Dah.
Okay, next. Elephant has large and thin ears. Explain how this characteristic may be beneficial in regulating its body temperature. Apa point yang you nak letak dekat sini? Dia kata elephant ada large and thin ears. Dia kata karakteristik ni macam mana dia ada kaitan dengan body temperature dia ni. Macam mana dia kawal atur body temperature of elephant. Apa point yang you rasa? Bila dia large ears, apa dia? Large thin ears maksudnya?
Larger surface area for sweat to evaporate from.
Yes? Acceptable? Ada lagi? Mungkin juga you boleh cakap large and thin ears increases its capability to radiate a lot of heat. Boleh juga. Okay, sama juga. Same point bagi saya. Okay, large and thin ears increase its capability to radiate a lot of heat. Okay, to cool their large bodies. Okay, to cool their large bodies. Okay, what else? Ada lagi tak? Sesuai. 1 mark, okay. 1 mark dah okay dah tukut. Okay, and then ada lagi point yang tambahan kalau you nak letak lah. The flapping ears, okay, the flapping ears can increase heat dissipation by convection. Okay, the flapping ears, sebab dia nipis kan, dia flap besar kan, the flap. Okay, the flapping ears can increase heat dissipation by convection. Semua dapat?
Dapat.
Saya bagi je jawapan kan. Sebab saya pun ada kerja sikit ni. So nak cepat dan habis. Okay, next. Shivering is example of thermogenesis endotherm. It is useful to cope with body heat loss by the movement of muscle. However, some mammals undergo different process such as non-shivering thermogenesis. So dia suruh explain non-shivering thermogenesis sahaja. Okay, dia minta explain. Okay, apa contoh aktiviti yang non-shivering? Anyone nak share? Ada? Apa yang contoh? Metabolic activity, yes. Boleh buat ayat sikit tak? Sebab kita explain kan?
Certain hormones can cause mitochondria to increase their metabolic activity and produce heat.
Okay, thank you. Betul? Okay, and produce heat is instead of ATP. Okay, saya sambung ayat tu. produce heat instead of ATP. Okay, yang lain dapat Tak dapat, refer balik dekat kawan you tu. Okay, next. Ada lagi tak? Ada lagi tak? Another point? Class?
For example, some mammals have a tissue called brown fat specialized for rapid heat production.
Okay, good. Yes, second point. So 2 marks. Okay? So semua dapat dia? Tak dapat, refer balik kat kawan tadi. Okay, question number 2. Okay, ada gambar, ada figure. Okay, so dia bagi apa? Participant A, participant B. Okay, diabetes is disease in which the body ability to produce or respond to insulin hormone is impaired. Okay, based on the result in figure 1, determine which participant has diabetes and explain your answer. Okay, kelas yang mana yang ada diabetes? Sedang je ni. A lah kan? Kenapa?
Blood glucose level in A is higher than
Yes, tu je. So, satu, bila you kata participant A, 1 mark. Bila you bagi reason sebab dia lagi high glucose content dia tu, level tu, then you get another 1 mark. 2 marks. Okay? Okay, next. Give one reason why participants are not allowed to eat or drink for 8 hours before the test. Kenapa tak dibenarkan ambil gula 8 jam sebelum test tu?
To get accurate result.
Ya.
To avoid inaccurate result.
Boleh je. Ada lagi tak? And okay. Okay, tulis ni. 8 hours is sufficient time. 8 hours is sufficient time for insulin to have acted on glucose. Okay? 8 hours is sufficient time for insulin to have acted on glucose. So you boleh sambunglah dengan ayat yang bagi jawapan tadi. Okay? Acceptable. Okay, next kita move. Okay. Explain why diabetic patient always feel fatigue even though there are excess glucose in their body. Kenapa? Betul. Kalau orang tu dia ada kencing manis, dia rasa lemah, dia rasa lapar kan. And then kadang-kadang dia meletak. Agak-agak kenapa benda ni jadi? Walaupun ada banyak gula dalam badan. Anyone?
less insulin.
Enough insulin.
First point, you kena kata dia not enough insulin, kan? Okay, then?
Insulin is needed to change glucose to energy.
Bukan change glucose. Apa yang insulin buat? Apa yang dia buat? Sekarang ni, you kena faham
Glucose from
orang
blood.
yang...
Take glucose from blood.
Again? Tak berapa clear.
Take glucose from blood.
Okay, maksudnya okay. Sebenarnya insulin ni dia membantu glukos daripada blood kita tu masuk ke dalam sel. Bila kita ada less insulin, glucose in our blood tak boleh nak masuk ke dalam sel. Okay, so betul lah tadi your first point, you kata less insulin ataupun no insulin causes body cells cannot take glucose from blood. Boleh ya? Cuba tulis less insulin ataupun no insulin, your first point. Second point, you boleh kata causes body cells cannot take glucose from blood. Okay? Dapat?
Dapat.
Okay, so sama je point lain. Kalau you ada point lain, contoh the body cell cannot responding to insulin ke, body cell doesn't make enough insulin ke, need the same point. Bagi saya the same point. As long as you are within the context of the answer, it's okay. Kelas saya tak kisah ayat macam mana as long as maksud dia tu sampai. Okay, buat ayat jangan sampai tak sampai. Okay, next kita move dekat next question. Soalan untuk glomerulus agak glamour kelas. Okay, take note. So dekat sini gambar, okay, ada figure 2. Okay, next dia kata state the function of D. So what is D? Before that, what is D?
Bowman capsule.
Bowman's capsule. Okay, kelas. Kalau soalan tanya macam ni, dia tanya structure Bowman capsule, tulis ejaan tu huruf besar, Bowman so ada S, faham tak? Okay? Saya just bagi tahu je lah. Okay, Bowman capsule, apa function dia? Surround and receive filtrate from the glomerulus. Betul jawapan you? Salin je lah Saya rasa you all semua dapat. Okay, it surrounds and receive filtrate from the glomerulus. Betul? Betul lah tu kan. Okay. Next, molecule B. Okay, molecule B cannot pass through the wall of glomerulus, but it is possible for molecule C. Okay, suggest one example for molecule B and molecule C. Molecule B tu apa agak yang you rasa sesuai?
Red blood cell.
Yes. Lagi? Ada lagi tak?
Plasma protein.
Protein.
Yes, plasma protein, correct. Molecule C?
Glucose.
Yes, water, dissolved solutes such as glucose, amino acids, so vitamins, nitrogenous waste, kan semua yang boleh ni lah. Okay. Okay, yang ni kerap keluar soalan ni, so make sure you kena tahu apa yang boleh cross dan tak boleh cross. Okay, next. Based on your answer in D2, okay, what is the structure responsible for the movement of molecule and solute from capillary into structure D? Apa structure responsible for the movement ni of the solute? Okay, kelas, salin lah. Ready? Saya pada malas nak tengok. You salin je jawapan ni. Okay, the wall of capillary, your first point, the wall of capillary made of the endothelial cell. Okay, the wall of capillary made of the endothelial cell that produce large pores. Okay, that produce large pores which solutes, plasma proteins and fluid can pass through, but not blood cells. Dapat?
Dapat.
Okay, next point. Epithelial cell, nanti check balik je ejaan tu. Epithelial cell that wrap around the capillaries, called podocytes, leaf slits, S-L-I-T-S, leaf slit, ya rongga tu. Okay. Leaf slits between them known as filtration slits. Okay, I repeat, epithelial cell that wrap around the capillaries called podocytes, leaf slits between them known as filtration slits. Dapat?
Dapat.
Okay. Now, next. Boleh saya proceed semua?
Boleh.
Okay, next. Kita tengok nephron structure. Okay, structure K. What is structure K, class? Apa structure K tu?
Proximal tubule.
Okay, kalau you tengok dia very close to ni, kan glomerulus ni, proximate, close, so proximal tubule. Okay, sebab ni distal, this is proximal. Okay, tengok gambar betul-betul. Tanya structure K helps to regulate blood pH. Explain. Dia suruh explain macam mana structure K helps to regulate blood pH. Okay, siapa nak start? Ada tak yang ada idea? Anyone? Yang ni agak glamour juga.
The cells of the transport epithelium secretes H+ into the lumen of the tubule.
Okay, good. Okay, betul. Maksudnya structure K secrete H+ into the lumen of the tubule. Good. Proceed. Next, jawapan.
The more acidic the filtrate, the more NH4 the cells will produce and secrete.
The more acidic the filtrate, the more the more ammonia. Okay, the more acidic the filtrate, the more ammonia the cells produce and secrete. Yes. Ada lagi tak?
Saya tulis yang tu je.
Yang tu je. Okay. Okay, your first point, and then your second point. And before your second point tu, you tambah lagi. Before your second point, you bagi second point kan? You add another point before that, you kata synthesize and secrete ammonia. Okay? Sekejap. Sekejap, sesuaikan. Sekejap, okay, betul lah. Okay, saya ulang balik. Cell of transport epithelium tadi. Okay, jawapan tadi you bagi first point. K plus tadi kan. Structure K secrete H plus into the lumen of the tubule. Okay. And second point. Okay. Second point, it also synthesize and secrete ammonia. Okay, synthesize and secrete ammonia. Second point. Okay. Dalam kurungan, buatlah dalam kurungan nak bagi you faham act as a buffer to trap H plus. Okay, act as a buffer to trap H plus in the form of ammonium ions ataupun NH4 plus. Okay, you nak buat short form. Okay, act as a buffer to trap H plus in the form of ammonium ions. Sebab hopefully you ingat lah, epithelium cell tu akan secrete H plus and at the same time dia ada ability to secrete ammonia. Remember? The more H plus, the more ammonia will be secreted. Here, hopefully you ingat. Okay, you kena ingat H plus secreted into the lumen and at the same time, okay, cell tu pun ada ability to secrete ammonia. Remember? Dia akan secrete ammonia. Kalau makin the more acidic the filtrate, the more ammonia the cell will produce and secrete. Okay? Dapat ke tak? First point, K plus secrete H plus into the lumen of the tubule. Second point, it also synthesize and secrete ammonia. Okay. Dalam kurungan, saya suruh buat dalam kurungan, act as a buffer to trap H plus. Okay, act as a buffer to trap H plus in the form of ammonium ions. Okay, nanti check balik. Semua ada dalam otak. Okay, third point, the more acidic the filtrate is, the more ammonia the cell produce and secrete. Okay, the more acidic the filtrate is, the more ammonia the cells produce and secrete. Semua dapat ke?
Dapat.
Dapat ya? And maybe we can add another point here. Okay, last point, the tubule also reabsorbs. Okay, the tubule also reabsorbs about 90% of the buffer bicarbonate. Okay, the tubule also reabsorbs about 90% of the buffer bicarbonate from the filtrate. Salin The tubule also reabsorbs about 90% of the buffer bicarbonate from the filtrate. Dan? Dan? Dan, okay, ready. Salin je lah. Okay. Salin jawapan. Next. Dia suruh the osmolality of filtrate at the elbow of the loop of Henle. Boleh imagine that loop of Henle tu is the highest and similar to osmolality in interstitial fluid. Explain how vasa recta and loop of Henle function to create the same osmolarity. Okay, your first point. Okay. This is called counter current system. Dash. Okay, this is called counter current system. Next point. Okay, dah Dah siap belum?
Dah.
Saya baik hati saya bagi jawapan, so salin je. Next point, as the filtrate flows at the descending loop of Henle, as the filtrate flows down, as the filtrate flows down at the descending loop of Henle, water leave the tubule by osmosis. Water leave the tubule by osmosis. Okay, dapat semua? Salin laju-laju.
Dapat.
Okay, yang ni nanti habis kalau you baca balik dan cuba fahamkan dan tengok balik gambar. Sebab saya dah cerita dah counter current tu, yang pertukaran air apa semua kan, air dengan sodium tu, sodium NaCl. Okay, saya harap you baca balik dan cuba faham Okay, next, third point, net fluxes. Okay, net fluxes, NET, net fluxes, F-L-U-X-E-S, net fluxes. are reversed as blood flows back. Net fluxes are reversed as blood flows back toward the cortex in the ascending vessels. Okay, in the ascending vessels. Again, net fluxes are reversed as blood flows back toward the cortex in the ascending vessel. Okay, next. Dapat ke?
Dapat.
Dapat.
Okay, next point. Water re-entering the blood. Water re-entering the blood, comma. NaCl diffusing out. Okay, sodium chloride ya. NaCl lah, you tulis NaCl saja. NaCl diffusing out. Okay, water re-entering the blood, NaCl diffusing out. Semua dapat? Semua okey ke? Okay. Balik baca balik Don't simply silent saja. Okay, next. Next point, kita bagi 5 point ni. As filtrate enters the ascending limb, which is permeable to salt, but not to water. As filtrate enters the ascending limb, which is permeable to salt, but not to water, NaCl will be reabsorbed. NaCl will be reabsorbed. As filtrate enters the ascending limb, which is permeable to salt, but not to water, NaCl will be reabsorbed. Dapat?
Dapat.
Okay, tak pernah salin kan? Okay. Saya bagi lagi another point nak bagi faham cerita Salin lagi. As the descending vessels, vasa recta ataupun dalam kurungan vasa recta. As the descending vessels, dalam kurungan vasa recta, conveys blood toward the inner medulla. Okay, conveys blood toward the inner medulla. Water is lost from the blood. Water is lost from the blood. NaCl is gained by diffusion. Boleh dapat semua?
Boleh.
Okay, next. Okay, structure J. Mana J dah? Okay, structure J. Okay, structure J tu apa?
Tindak.
Tak boleh tindak. Okay, now item. Structure J is under control of hormonal regulation that constantly regulates and balances the amount of water in the blood. Identify the hormone. Apa? Hormon apa? Senang,
ADH.
kan? Yes, ADH. Okay, kalau ada yang buat nama lain, vasopressin. Vasopressin pun sama, it refers to ADH. Okay, next. Yang ni you all boleh cerita dekat saya. Siapa nak bagi jawapan? Explain the role played by hormone in C1 when the solute concentration of the blood rises above the set point. So, you nak cerita macam mana ni? Kalau kepekatan tinggi maksudnya apa? Siapa nak bagi jawapan? Last. Before we end our class. Sunyi je. Tak ada nak jawapan. You ceritalah. Apa dia? Siapa nak cerita kat sini? Anyone?
ADH.
ADH? Cerita sikit. Explain. Soalan dia explain. Cepat. Kat sini kata solute concentration of the blood rises above the set point. Maksudnya apa? Kurang air tau. Kalau kurang air apa jadi? So you start cerita. ADH.
So, ADH level will increase.
Okay.
to signal the collecting duct
Okay.
to step up absorption.
Okay, next.
It will result in concentrated urine,
Okay.
reduced urine volume,
Okay,
and
next.
also lower the blood osmolarity back to normal set point.
Okay, so cukup lah point tu So 2 marks lah, even though you give me 3 points. Okay, so 2 marks. Okay semua, dapat tak?
Dapat.
Ada kelas tak lepas ni?
Alright.
Ada kelas ke lepas ni?
Tak ada.
Ada.
Tak ada. So hadam balik apa jawapan-jawapan tadi especially yang tadi, yang vasa rectal lah apa semua. Sebenarnya benda tu tak susah kan? You ingat tak pertukaran semua tu? Okay, tapi yelah bila nampak bila tu jadi macam complicated. Okay, yang goose-goose tu you don't worry. Takkan keluar soalan macam goose-goose tu. Okay, so tu je lah untuk hari ni. Okay, tadi pun saya ada kelas sore lambat sikit. Okay, so we end our class now lah. Okay, next class kita bincang, next tutorial kita bincang apa soalan next apa lepas reproduction apa dia
Hormonal and nervous communication.
hormonal. Okay, yes, next week. So sempatlah minggu ni saya ajar. Okay, so buat je lah nanti. Okay semua, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Madam. Waalaikumsalam.
Salam. Thank you, madam.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, madam.
Okay.